Drew Freeborn asks, do you have a strategy against Indiana's defensive backs? I think it might be difficult to pass downfield. I would personally be more concerned with Spencer Petras. I'd be more concerned with his ability to get the ball downfield in the right spots, first and foremost. But that's a valid concern against a talented secondary for Indiana.
If you want to try to connect on some big plays down the field, then you got to take some shots down the field. I'll give you a prime example. Years and years ago, I still remember Coach Fry telling Bill Brazier, our defensive coordinator, this is back in the days of Lee Corso in Indiana. We were getting ready to play Indiana, and he said, now, Bill, I know about Lee Corso. I will promise you he's going to air it out at least half a dozen times. We better be ready because he's going to test us deep. And that was the truth. And there was another guy back then that had that same reputation that just recently passed away, and that would be Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden in Florida State. They were going to check you out deep at least half a dozen times. And Corso would do that. They had a guy years ago, can't think of his name right now. I'll think of it later probably, but whatever the case, an Indiana receiver, was a big receiver as I recall, and they would throw the ball deep to him, and they might only connect on 3 out of 8 attempts down the field, but all 3 of them are big plays. Dwayne Gunn was the name of the guy back in the 80s, I believe. And so here's my point. For us to connect on balls deep downfield, we got to throw some downfield. And it's not just a question of doing it and being haphazard about how you do it. It has to be really well thought out. We need to put our best guy against their weakest guy. And we need to know for sure who that weakest guy is. And obviously it might tie into pass protection too. Are we at this point in the game where we can buy that much time and allow our receiver to run deep downfield and give Spencer enough time to give that receiver a chance to get separation from the corner? So there's a lot that goes into that, but that's some of the thoughts. And I would like to think that we take some shots downfield. One of my concerns, as I mentioned, we were next to last in the conference in terms of explosive plays. I'm talking about plays that were 20 yards or more down the field. We were not very good. We were no better at super explosive plays, 30 yards or more. We had only 8 in 8 ball games. And that may sound like a lot, but that's one of the lowest totals in the conference. By comparison, I think Ohio State probably had 20 or more in those same number of games, or even less. I think they only played 6 games, didn't they? One reason we haven't felt that to be such a problem, Corey, is simply because we give up even fewer big plays on defense. So that's why it doesn't seem so bad, because you don't remember the other team making many big plays on us either. That's true, but the truth of it is we should have a plus margin there. We should be making considerably more plays downfield than they are, because we simply don't give up many on defense.